You are listening to the QSR Web Podcast.
Good summer day to all of you, and thanks for tuning in to the QSR Web Podcast this week with me, QSR Web and Pizza Marketplace editor Shelley Whitehead in the driver's seat. And today I'm steering the conversation over toward the pizza end of the limited service spectrum with a chat with Pieology Vice President of Marketing, Chad Bailey. It's coming up next, so stay right where you are.
Are you a supplier or a brand working to elevate the customer experience? The Interactive Customer Experience Association connects brands, suppliers, agencies, and more who are working to create transcendent customer experiences. Let's work together to create a better customer experience ecosystem for us all. Join the ICX Association today at icxa.org.
Okay, now we are back with a brand that sounds a lot like a school class, Pieology, as in the science of pizza. And at 8 years old, this brand knows a thing or two about the college experience, along with college kids' notorious appreciation for the art and science of the pie, since the brand itself really was born in and around the college campuses of California, including the first store in Fullerton near California State and the one that followed just down the road from there near the campus of the University of California, Irvine. Since those early days, the brand has taken off and is now global. And to tell us more about that and other facets of the fast casual brand, please welcome Pieology Vice President of Marketing, Chad Bailey. Good to have you here, Chad.
Thanks so much for having me, Shelley. Really appreciate it.
Well, it's our pleasure. Let's just start at the beginning. I like to kind of set the state of things up and give everybody an up-to-date view of where the brand is at this moment in time, including things like the number of stores, your geographic reach, even your sales annually, and your franchise percentage.
Sure. Great questions. The current state of Pieology is really strong. We have a great base of very highly collaborative franchisees that is growing. Right now, we actually encompass 140 units worldwide, which is in 21 states and 3 different countries, including Mexico and Spain. Overall, our balance is about 80% franchise and 20% corporate, with plans for both domestic as well as international growth. From a sales perspective, since we're a private company, we don't necessarily publicize annual sales, but what I can tell you is that 2018 was strong and that we're expecting 2019 to be even stronger.
Spectacular. It doesn't get any better than that. Creativity and the nurturing of it is a big thing for Pieology, even part of its mission statement, if I'm correct. So why is that creativity so important to the brand, and how does it take form operationally in both the product and your customer experience?
Absolutely. Yes. As you mentioned, it is all about creativity for us. What we like to say is serving creativity. Our vision is to be unbelievable by serving creativity that emotionally connects people through engagement and great food. And we really bring that to life from a product and overall customer experience perspective by truly giving our guests unlimited possibilities, or really what we see as the ultimate build your own personalized pizza experience. This really starts off with us having the widest selection of premium crusts in the fast casual space. Don't know if you've had an opportunity to try or not, but we have an amazing handcrafted deep dish. We have a delicious and very popular nutritious cauliflower crust. Then we have our made fresh daily signature artisan crust, our thick pie-rise crust, a house-made hearty wheat crust, as well as a gluten-free crust. So with those 6 different options, we really serve creativity by giving our guests that ability to build on the greatness of those premium crusts, along with 45 different high-quality sauces, cheeses, and other toppings. So they truly have a bountiful array of options to build it however they want, whenever they want. We like to say that you get to see our freshness on our make line every day with our high quality ingredients right there in front of you, and that quality you can taste in every single bite that you enjoy.
So what's your favorite Chad, from the crust to the topping. So what's your ideal Pieology pie?
Yeah, I'm a little partial to our cauliflower crust. It's complex carbohydrates versus simple carbohydrates, so I always like that extra lightness and energy that it gives. I'm a great fan of our cup and char pepperoni. I was a fan of Pieology long before I ever had the pleasure and privilege of working with the brand. And our cup and char little pepperoni are really unique. No one really else has them out there in the space. Topping it off with some mushrooms, maybe some spinach, depending upon if I'm feeling spicy or not, maybe some banana peppers or even jalapenos. And I'm a mozzarella guy myself with our house-made red sauce. So the creaminess of our premium mozzarella and combined with the red sauce and those other delicious toppings on cauliflower seems to suit me whenever I have a craving.
Yeah, the way it started out, I thought it was going to be a very light, uncomplicated pie. It just kept adding to it, but it's hard. Yeah. It's hard not to, isn't it?
It is. I don't think any time I come in, I have probably the exact same thing. And plus we have such a great breadth of menu offerings. I like to vary it up myself, try things that maybe I wouldn't normally try just because I know I get the opportunity.
Well, now, I believe last year there were some news of some store closings, which the brand ultimately said was part of the chain's restructuring. So can you give us some more information about that restructuring and perhaps give us an idea of how it's helped position the brand for a healthy future?
Sure. The organization, I would say, really started on its next chapter of our journey in early 2018, as you mentioned. With some leadership changes where we realigned resources and capital towards key strategic areas that we really felt like would help drive the business forward towards our new vision. This drove investments into key categories such as marketing, innovation, leadership development, technology. Some of those initial fruits that the public has already been able to see on behalf of these realigned resources revolved around our new premium menu board strategy. So we have rolled out those 6 new crusts as well as cauliflower last year. We were the first major fast casual player to launch 3 high quality plant proteins out there in the market, as well as improve unit economics and new leadership development training modules that are used across our system.
Oh, so you kind of touched a little bit of everything. The leadership development, could you tell us just a little about that?
Yeah, so we actually had a Navy SEAL that actually head up this initiative. We had the perspective of how can we develop really a world-class training curriculum that would allow our store level team members and really develop leadership in our restaurants. And so we thought, well, what's the best way to do that? Well, you can reach out to one of the most successful training and disciplined organizations in the world, the Navy SEALs, in order to have that type of discipline and that type of passion injected into our overall leadership development and training curriculum. So we have deployed a variety of different training videos and other training materials in an overall leadership course that our unit level leaders actually go through in order to help them realize how to work effectively with people, how to communicate effectively, how to inspire, how to better just drive the business forward at every level, but much more deeply than just business, but also on a human, personal level as well.
That is so cool. Did you undergo the training yourself?
I've been part of components of it. It's normally a couple-day class, so I wouldn't say I've had the opportunity to attend it in its entirety. But of course, being a part of the overall development of the curriculum, I'm very familiar with how it is structured and what is covered. And it's really a lot of the same material that I would say any great leader that I've known has built their life and their career upon. So there's a lot of common tenets that I think people would find from some of the best wisdom in the leadership, personal development arena.
All right, now let's go back, if we can, a little bit to, you mentioned the 3 plant-based proteins. plant-based offerings in general have been a huge emphasis for Pieology in both pizzas and salads, and now it is just a huge trend across the restaurant industry. So I'm wondering, why did the brand kind of take an early lead in that, and where is this aspect of the business headed?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. We're really looking to continue to be an innovator and really appeal to untapped verticals. This includes offering the best of health, like our 3 high-quality plant proteins, but also includes offering the best of indulgence, which, for example, our handcrafted deep dish. So our intention with plant proteins was really we saw an opportunity that we wanted to bring to light a great tasting pizza with an even more diversified set of customers. And we will continue to evolve our offerings really to continue to provide authenticity and delicious versatility to cater to any diet, any craving, or any occasion.
Is it evolving your customer base? Are you seeing changes in the nature of your customer base as a result of these kind of tweaks?
Absolutely. I think folks are much more encouraged to bring friends that maybe didn't know that they had, great options for pizza now, whether that be family, friends, coworkers, so on and so forth. We're also seeing a fair amount of folks that just holistically are looking for new options, whether it be on a culinary exploration process, or they're looking at new ways to add, different protein to their diet, or if it's a trend like a meatless Monday type of thing. Folks are constantly, I think the flexitarians is a big crowd of folks that really like to have those options available. While they might not be a traditional vegan or vegetarian, they definitely explore in that area on how they can live a healthier lifestyle.
It's kind of a safe territory to experiment, isn't it? The pizza pie, because you can add a little bit of everything, and if you don't like it, just move it off the pizza.
Yeah, absolutely. Or you could even tell one of our, crew members, hey, could you put just a couple pieces on that slice or whatever, So we're always happy to accommodate if someone wants to be a little adventuresome, to be able to do that. I think, to your point, it's a real safe bet, and gives a lot of versatility so that you don't have to ruin your entire dish by, adding something that you may or may not like.
Absolutely. So let's take a little bit of a long view here. Can you give us an idea where Pieology is headed growth-wise, both as a franchise and internationally, and the immediate future?
Sure. Our growth, I think, can be best characterized as being very smart and strategic. So we'll continue to expand with our existing operators. We also have really strong interest that we've seen from multi-unit operators looking to diversify their portfolios with really a best-in-class offering like Pieology. But we'll also continue to fill in key strategic markets domestically, while also expanding into many new international territories. So overall, I think you'll see us introduce a fresh approach and honestly new channels into our development and growth, while we'll continue to provide an attractive and lucrative business model to all of our franchisees.
Can you, and I don't know whether you can or will, I should say, tell us maybe a geographical direction or area you're really putting down some roots in the coming days?
I can't speak to the specifics, but it is really interesting, I think, right now, just how global the interest is. You'd be surprised at countries that we're looking to potential partner with. It's not just your normal Asia type of areas. Like, they're truly parts all around the world that are really alive to wanting American brands, and they really haven't experienced the beauty of the fast casual, quick made pizza. So I think there's a lot of interest globally speaking, especially in areas that are unexpected, which is always exciting.
And I think now, where are you international? I know Mexico, Spain. Are you in Spain?
Yes, in Mexico and Spain. Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that. And now, this is my bonus question. Can you tell us what one thing you are most excited about with the brand over the next, say, 12 to 18 months, without giving it all away, of course, but just give us some idea?
Yeah, it's obviously a difficult question, but an absolute great one. For me, I honestly think it comes down to the possibilities. Honestly, I look at the market and there is just so much untapped opportunity in the segment. Whether you're looking at menu innovation, whether you're looking at what delivery and third parties are doing, whether you're looking at technology and how to really play that game different, or just creating a really engaging, fresh experience. Here for us at Pieology, we really see a ton of blue sky with very bountiful horizons that really allow us to bring serving creativity from a culinary experience, engagement, people, all that type of stuff in endless new ways. So it's to put it simply, I would say the possibilities. It's very exciting to see where the industry is headed and how much ripe fruit that there is for the picking.
Well, now you managed to avoid anything specific, so I'm going to press a little harder.
Sure.
And just ask you, could you give us an idea of, you mentioned technology, you mentioned, all this space to move, and you're absolutely right. Is there a particular segment of operations that you right now have on your mind thinking, how can I answer this question without answering this question?
Sure. I think just as one example, I think as customers, we're looking always for relevant communication, to relevant food offerings, to relevant follow-up. So if we could do one thing that would communicate more of a one-to-one message that says, hey, we know you're this type of guest. Here's a great menu offering that meets exactly what you're looking for. And here's something else that could be even the next step. And then we're able to consistently market, communicate, talk to that person in that hyper-relevant, hyper-local voice. That's effective marketing. That's trying to truly better the customer experience, that's trying to better the engagement, that's trying to better the menu offerings in order to be tailored and high impact and high importance for the individual. And that's just one small example on how I would say technology can connect through menu innovation, through ongoing communication, and through engaging our guests in a deeper, more meaningful way.
Absolutely. And it takes you back to that idea that I think you said right when we first started talking, that you want to make that emotional connection with the customer, which is as hard and as easy as it sounds, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Chad, for talking with us today and giving us a little peek behind the curtain at Pieology, and we will be watching, of course, as we move forward. And that, listeners, is a wrap for another QSR Web Podcast pizza version. But when we meet next, we're swinging back over to the quick service realm with a brand that's working on some very unusual approaches to delivery, Wetzel's Pretzels. So join us for that, and until then, may your business and your life be better than ever. Bye now.